As a detective, I am no stranger to crime scenes. Cases are usually easy to investigate. 9 times out of 10, the suspect is sloppy. However, that 1 time out of 10, they make mistakes that are easy to identify when you're experienced. But that 1 time, no amount of experience could have prepared me for what I witnessed. It was a typical night. I was driving through the city streets. As usual, my car was intoxicated by the smell of nicotine. I stopped next to a bar to get a drink. It had become a habit of mine. As soon as I'm free from work, I try to relax and not dwell on any unpleasant memories. I was just about to order a drink when a woman entered the bar. She was breathing heavily, her eyes wide open, her face showing a terrifying expression, as if she had witnessed something so horrible it shook her to the core. And here I was, thinking that a long day was behind me. She approached the bar, taking a seat right next to me. When she looked at me, she tried to hide her expression. However, when you've worked in my field as long as I have, you can try as much as you like to hide your expression, but somehow I still managed to see through the mask. I asked, "Anything I can help you with?" As soon as I finished my question, she answered as if she had been waiting for that exact question for a long time. "You're Detective Miles, correct?" Her eyes showed hopefulness, and she raised a shaky hand as she asked. I calmly replied, "How can I help? I know a lot about you. You are my last hope. Whenever I report my case to the authorities, they either laugh or don't take me seriously. No matter how crazy or stupid it sounds, just don't jump to conclusions until I show you proof." I was already a bit skeptical, but I nodded for her to continue. "1 week ago, my brother came to me with a worried expression. He was scared. I don't know why or how he got involved in all of this, but he got involved in some shady business. He's not one who gets scared easily, but look, when I saw him, I'd never seen my brother so terrified. He told me that he didn't have much time, and I should know I can't trust anyone. They are everywhere among us," he said. "Family, friends, you can trust no one." Then his phone rang. He went outside to talk, and after that, he disappeared. 2 days later, we found his body brutally beaten. His tongue was missing, and the police labeled it as a robbery gone wrong. When I shared what I knew, they acted like they had never heard it. Private detectives, one by one, ignored my attempts to hire them. Missing journalists usually don't favor police attention, but why would private detectives refuse the case? So I asked, "What is so hard to believe in this? Why would anyone laugh at you?" You didn't let me finish. After my brother died on the 3rd day, exactly at 6 o'clock, a tall gentleman with a black suit visited me. He told me never to repeat the words my brother told me, or else I would be another crazy lunatic talking about conspiracies. Then he pulled down his black glasses, and what I saw was so terrifying that since that day, I can't sleep at night. I'm so tired that I physically can't keep my eyes open anymore. Her yellow, reptilian-like eyes were fixated on mine. I felt like he was looking through my soul. I froze. My mouth was wide open. I couldn't say a single word. I couldn't scream. I couldn't cry. I was so terrified that temporarily I even forgot my brother was dead. I tried to call his name, but in vain. I couldn't say a single word. He couldn't say a single word. Then, out of nowhere, he put his glasses on, smiled at me, and told me he would keep an eye on me. My condolences. As a detective, I've heard many crazy stories about people believing in the supernatural. Hell, I've even heard clients claim they were possessed. At this point, I was accustomed to listening to seemingly crazy tales. However, this was different. Her face, her expressions, they didn't exhibit typical signs of a crazy person, nor did she show any signs of lying. Either she was lying exceptionally well, or there was a genuine misunderstanding, the kind that often gives rise to supernatural or conspiracy stories. I was about to dismiss her when I noticed the bartender eavesdropping. While bartenders often get interested in stories, This guy was recording us. I decided to play a card on him, telling her I knew everything and would confront the same person. Turning around, I saw the bartender pulling out his phone and texting, but that wasn't enough for me. I informed her I already had concrete evidence obtained 2 years ago and was working with her brother. I didn't want to lie, but if my hunch was right, she'd get what she wanted, and if not, she might forgive me for setting her expectations too high. Then the bartender interrupted. "You forgot to pay for your drinks." I replied, "Yes, but I'm not finished." Apologies for the inconvenience, he offered a free signature drink with an empty smile devoid of any genuine feeling. However, I realized I shouldn't be too quick to confront someone. There were still details that needed exploration. I was about to respond when she snapped, "Can't you see that we're busy? We don't have time to drink, so mind your own business and either let us talk or we're out of here." Her voice carried anger, not directed at him, but stemming from frustration. Her weak voice spoke for her, expressing relief at finding someone who would listen. I had inadvertently given her a false sense of hope, making her vulnerable to any disappointment. As I feared, the expression on the bartender's face changed, though it was only noticeable to me. His face now revealed what hid behind the meaningless smile. The bartender took a drink, poured it out, turned towards the woman without blinking, and said, "I guess it's genetic, just like your brother. You don't know when to give up." Then he turned to me, issuing a warning to keep my simple day-to-day life and walk away, forgetting I saw this woman as the whole world would soon. As soon as he finished talking, her anger shifted into a terrifying realization. Goosebumps covered her body, and I too was creeped out by the bartender's response. Without uttering a word, I grabbed her arm and ran towards my car. I looked back at least twice to ensure he wasn't chasing us, but every time he stood still, not moving an inch, just staring at us with a blank expression.